Hey YouTube, I'm Motor Racing Network Steve Post. Another great collection of Lionel Diecast in. So all of this stuff and all the stuff you've seen on these shows are available at your local Diecast store or at planbsales.com. Let's start down on the end here. We have Tony Stewart's Code 3 Associate Chevrolet. Now, this is not the race-winning car, but this is the car he did wheel to victory at Dover earlier this year at the Monster Mile. So Tony Stewart Chevrolet is available now in 1/24th scale. Another beauty is the Improve America paint scheme that Kyle Busch raced earlier this year. M&M's planned with Habitat for Humanity. They built some nice houses, and well, Lionel built a really nice diecast car with that paint scheme as well. Napa Filters Toyota for Martin Truex Jr. Have to get this one. We all know the story. We're not going to make these next year, that's for sure. With Napa going away, Martin Truex Jr.'s future at this point uncertain. So you want to get this Napa Filters Toyota for Martin Truex Jr. Casey Kane's great clips, great stuff color paint scheme on this Nationwide Series car. It's a real nice one from Junior Motorsports. And then we get to one of our classics, the NASCAR Classic Collection. Love the 1976 Ford Torino of Buddy Baker. This in the gunmetal color. And this car, a historical race car. Buddy had a lot of success in everything he drove, but a ton of success in this Norris Industries sponsored car. And this Buddy Baker gunmetal car is available now. Next up, we have a trio of cars for Roush Fenway Racing. They're the Heroes Hired Here cars from Fastenal and Greg Biffle. These are an exclusive car. The autographed ones are to Plan B sales, so this is the best place you have to get them. This is unautographed edition of Greg Biffle's Fastenal Ford. This one is autographed on the windshield by Greg Biffle, and this one autographed on the windshield by Greg Biffle, but autographed on the rear windshield by Jack Roush. So this one really unique with both those autographed. Very limited supplies of these. So if you're interested in this, you better sign up and get it now. And speaking of autographed diecast cars, how about this one? David Reagan, the Peanut Patch colors. David recently signed for another year with Front Row Motorsports. Good news for him. Picked up the win earlier this year at Talladega Superspeedway as well. So it's been a good year for David Reagan. And now we have his Peanut Patch, Boiled Peanuts car from Front Row Motorsports. That one is autographed by David Reagan. And again, with all autographed cars, make sure that you have the certificate of authenticity from Plan B Sales. And finally, some really neat 1/64th scale cars. We also have Love Dave Blaney, the Buckeye Bullet, former World of Outlaw champion. We have his Sani sponsored car from Tommy Baldwin Racing. How about this Nationwide Series car from Junior Motorsports, Regan Smith's car, Danica Patrick's GoDaddy Cares Chevrolet from Stuart Haas Racing. This one, limited supply of this one, so if you're a Danica Patrick collector, you need to make sure you get it. We have a couple of Greg Biffle's cars. This is the 3M car that he wheeled to victory at Michigan earlier this year, and another of the Fastenal Fords that we have as well. So a couple of Greg Biffle cars from Roush Fenway Racing. So all of these cars are available at your local diecast dealer and at Plan B Sales, but we're not done yet. Stick around. The post show is coming up next. It's time now for the post show. Now these come from your questions down below here on the YouTube channel. So if you have a question for us, make sure you send it in, put it on here, and who knows, maybe in the next edition of this diecast show, we will have you as part of the post show. Now this one is Josh Bolkowitz, and his question is, how many diecasts do you have in your personal collection? Well, Josh, as far as my personal collection, I did PR for a number of teams. Ricky Rudd and Kenny Wallace and Tony Roper and Randy Tolsma, great race car drivers. And my collection is limited to just those guys that I worked on, just those cars that I did PR from. Now, if you want to talk about a collection, though, Brent, the main guru, the main guy here at Plan B Sales, you know, that's the guy that the B stands for. You ought to see his collection of cars. It would take half this warehouse. If there is a car out there, he has it. He has some door number cars. He has number 2 cars on the serial numbers. It's an amazing and impressive collection that Brent has. So we have a small collection with mine, but a huge collection with his, and really, really cool stuff. We love seeing your collections as well. So, hey, maybe down the road we'll get a chance to share and find out what your collections are. Our other question here is from Damndy482. I believe that is right. Damndy482. What do you think of Kansas going to a night race this season? I really have mixed feelings on this, quite honestly. I love night races, to be at them. I think the atmosphere is good, and particularly when we get somewhere in Kansas in May, it's going to be warm during the day, so I like the cooler night races. But I like my short track racing as well, and so every Saturday night that I spend at a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race means, one, I'm not going to be out at my favorite dirt track. So I'm really torn on that, quite honestly. I like them though. The one thing I do like about them is it gives us a really good built-in rain day on Sunday, and especially for the fans that invest so much in traveling to these races, and you know it's costly to get to these races. This gives us a built-in day, so we still have Sunday to run the race and Sunday night for everyone to get home. So I don't know, I guess it's a wash where I'm at with night races. Kansas, one of my favorite stops on the tour. We can't go there enough. Night race or day race, love going to Kansas Speedway, and can't wait to get back out there in May for the first night race. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at Plan B Sales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going, because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.